Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 12 of your daily dose of inspiration. I am Angela Joe, and I'm super excited to be here today. And thanks again for joining me on this journey. So, our topic today is titled Your Best Yes. And this is actually why this came to me is from a book I read by Lisa Turkhurst. And we actually, a few of us did a book study on this, and it was really just so insightful and uh, gave great ideas as far as how do you choose the best yes for yourself. It's a great book if you want to, um, just encourage you to buy it and maybe do it with a group as well. But the premise of it is that, in life we're just there's so many things that come our way, all the daily demands in our life. And how do we choose what is right for us? How do we make those decisions, with to live with the stresses of the overwhelmed schedule and then the aching of the underwhelmed soul? That's from the book itself. The aching of the underwhelmed soul. Because sometimes we make these decisions because it's overwhelming. Our schedules are, but are we really looking at what is best for us? Can you relate to that? So, when you take a stance to focus on your best yes, what is right for you, it's about being aligned with your soul. And your soul is your mind, your will, and your emotions. And then combining that with that inner spirit. What is your spirit saying to you about making that decision? Is it right for you? Does it make you feel great and alive? Okay? Does that relationship, does the job or whatever it might be, the next decision, how is that making you feel? Now I get it. Some things, you know, we have to do if it is work related or even the mundane things in our everyday life, but it's making um, it the best it possibly can be for those things that we have to get done in those circumstances. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about other things that might come your way that you're unsure of. Should I do this or should I do that? Okay. Um, it's that conversation. It's that phone call. It's whatever comes your way that you're unsure of. Okay, so how do we handle these things? So here's some thoughts to ponder. And I know this number one uh, area was very, very hard for me for years. And it's in the area called FOMO, fear of missing out. Oh my goodness. How about if, this was before when we were all out and about and in person with one another, but it still can relate to today, even with the pandemic. But I remember with networking events, I'll give that example. Oh my gosh, if I don't go to that one, how about, if somebody is there that I really needed to meet for my business? Or how about if, they could be my next client or whatever it might be? Or even now with, different areas that are virtual, are we missing out? You know what? If you're supposed to be there, you'll know in your spirit that you're supposed to be there. The other is people pleasing. I know for me, this was kind of something that I grew up with, being a people pleaser. Okay. And when you're a people pleaser, your focus it's on the other person, and you in the meantime kind of suffer and you're depleted. So that's another area where creating those boundaries and making sure it's the best yes for you is important. There's so many choices. You're bombarded, if you allow yourself to be, let's just say, by social media or by the internet. Okay. I wrote this down last night that I thought was so appropriate for this topic. Are you grouped out? Are you zoomed out? Which then makes you pooped out. Okay. And I'm sure some of you can relate to that. You're just like overwhelmed by all the noise. And it leads to confusion. It really does. And remember this, God is not the author of confusion. So how do you create healthy boundaries in your life for the greatest lifestyle to be the best version of you, in relationships, or in just everyday decisions? Well, first and foremost, for me, I find more so now than ever is to ask God. Ask God for his direction, for his discernment, for his wisdom in making those decisions. Does this align with your will? Is this something you really want me to do? And then listen. If if it's feeling right and you have that strong conviction in a good way to do it, then it usually is the right thing to do. Another nugget is from my dear friend Donna, who uses this, and I love this saying about when you're focused, you should focus on being an inch wide and a mile deep. So basically, a lot of times we might do the reverse, where our focus is a mile wide and an inch deep, and then we might not get the results we want. But when we have that laser focus and it's only an inch wide and we can dive deeper into it, that's when it becomes richer. And then another saying, which I love, is the riches are in the niches. And I'm not talking, just about riches being monetarily riches. I'm talking about complete lifestyle riches. Like if if you're staying in your lane and you're walking in your purpose and what you're supposed to do, then you'll feel great and you'll be a blessing to others as well. So when something is presented to you and it's not aligned with your truth, it's actually better to just use a gracious no thank you. No thank you. That's been my newest one. No thank you. It actually feels good to say no thank you. You don't need an explanation really as to why you're saying no thank you. And the other thing is, not only is it a gift to you, it's really a gift to the other person, because if you're not fully on and walking in your truth and you really want to be somewhere or do something, it's not fair to them either because you're not giving your best self. So it's about rising above, okay? Rising above the rush. So, and asking yourself the question, is this the best yes for me at this moment? Is this the best yes? And once you do that and you can feel that decision, the weight is just kind of flows off of your shoulders, and you'll be so surprised at the great outcome that'll bring to you, your life, and the people around you. So, thanks again for listening today. And remember, your talent and your gifts are from God, and what you do with them is your gift back to Him. So, make today amazing, and I look forward to being with you tomorrow. Take care.